In this video, I'll show you how to take amazing long exposure pictures of festive lights from inside of your car.
AdoramaTV presents Take and Make Great Photography with Gavin Hoey, where you'll learn how to take stunning photos and then polish them in post-production. Here's your host, Gavin Hoey.
Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching AdoramaTV, brought to you by Adorama, the camera store that has everything for us photographers. Now today I've got a great shoot that combines two brilliant things. It combines the festive lights that are all around this time of year and a long exposure technique to create a really stunning, dramatic set of images. Now before we can actually take those photographs, we've got to set things up. And although we're going to do the shoot at night in the dark, it's best to start by setting this up during the daytime. So, first thing to do is get your car, whatever car it happens to be, it really doesn't matter, but you need to clean the windows, and I mean really clean the windows. So, first thing number one is get these windows beautifully clean, both inside and out. Remembering, you're photographing through the glass to do this, so if you've got dirty windscreen, dirty side windows, it's gonna show. So once your windows are clean, the next thing is to get a tripod. So I've got mine. Here we go. So I'm using a little travel tripod. This is quite a small one. This is the Vanguard Outer Pro 284 CT. And how you put this into the car is vital, and we'll get to that in a minute. There's one more thing you need, that's a camera. Now the actual camera you use is perhaps less important than the lens. This shot is all about the lens. The widest lens you've got is the one you want to go for. This is an 8 to 15mm fisheye lens. It's a perfect lens for this shot. Okay, so that's the basic gear. Let's get this into the car and I'll show you how we set this up to get some great shots. So the most important bit of getting a tack sharp shot is getting your tripod fixed correctly inside of the car. It's no good just using the tripod in its normal configuration because it'll move around every time you go over a bump and a knock, and you'll end up with a blurry shot. These shots are going to last for many, many seconds. This tripod has to become part of the car, locked in solid. Now it's really easy to do that. All I'm going to do is put my tripod down and then make use of the fact that I can actually angle this leg out pretty much any angle I need, and I'm just going to extend it out and push it down into the seat as hard as I can and then twist and lock it off. So now it's absolutely rock solid. Nothing's going to move that at all. When the car bounces, the tripod bounces, and that's what you're after, that really solid feel for your tripod. Now there's one more nice little trick that this tripod has, and that is it allows me to angle the center column. And many tripods do this. It's a really useful feature. And this is going to be really handy because it's going to allow me to move the tripod in and out of the scene. And then all we need to do, of course, is just add the camera to the front, and then we can start to frame up our shot. So with the camera in position, you can start to think about the composition of the scene. This is a lovely symmetrical looking picture, but you've got to look at the edges of the picture. If you zoom in too far, if I actually literally slide my camera into the scene, what's going to happen is I'm going to lose the wing mirrors. They're not going to be in the shot at all, and that's not going to work well. However, if I'm too far back, what's going to happen with this extremely wide lens is I'm going to end up with the driver in the picture. And no disrespect, but anybody at the edge of a fisheye lens is going to be very, very distorted. So it's probably best not to have the driver's head in the scene. So also on the subject of camera settings, I'm going to be working in AV, aperture priority mode, and I'll be using that f8, f11 aperture. I'll also be working in the tungsten or incandescent white balance because that's most likely the temperature of the lights we're going to find when we go out this evening. Okay, so that's everything prepared. Let's get out into the darkness. We'll wait for the sun to set, the lights to come on, and we'll go and take some photographs. So here I am on location. Well, it's not really location, it's just the back of the car, and it's really cramped in here, but it's perfect for what we need to do. Now, a few tips to do before you set up, and the first thing is just think safety. You're going to be photographing, and that's going to be your focus, not driving. So don't do this and drive at the same time. You're just asking for trouble. So I've got my driver in tonight to help me. Actually, it's just Sam, my wife. Say hello. So she's going to be doing the driving and I'm going to be doing the photography. Now, what about shutter speed? We're looking to get those streaks of light in the picture, and for that we need a long shutter speed. Shutter speed of anything from a couple of seconds up to about 30 seconds. The ideal shutter speed is going to be, well, it's going to vary. It's going to vary on how many lights are in your scene, but moreover, how fast you drive. The faster you're going, the shorter your shutter speed can be, because the lights will whiz past you. Now, we're going to go slowly tonight. You hear that? We're going slowly. Slowly, yeah, okay. So about 20 miles an hour or thereabouts as we're driving through a town centre. So I'm aiming for a shutter speed of about 10 to 20 seconds, something like that. And I can see at the moment my shutter speed is a 10-second exposure. So that's perfect. We're kind of ready to go. Let's head off and actually take some pictures. Right, so here we go. We're travelling around. We're taking pictures. Now, you never know when the best picture is going to occur, so really what you want to do is just keep taking some photographs. Now, it's always a good idea to have your smartphone with you, and if you've got an app like this that allows you to turn your screen into a large bright light source, you can use it to illuminate the inside of the car, and this can come in really handy depending on the car you've got. I mean, we've got a big glass sunroof here, so we're getting plenty of light coming from above, but I'm going to use this as we go around this time just to put some light inside the cabin and give a different shot. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move it around as I take the scene just to try and give an even illumination. Remember, this is a 10-second exposure, so you've got that time to move it around. Just remember, of course, try not to distract the driver as you do it. Okay, so here we go again. New camera position, slowly driving through the town. Wait for the bumps, and we'll take some pictures. It's the same as before. It's a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, quite a bit of luck, but take a few pictures. Same shutter speed as before, still aiming for that sort of 10-ish second exposure. Wow, that looks really good. That looks really dramatic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to get one of my favourite pictures and run it through Photoshop, and we're going to do that in the very next video.
Do you want great looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy to use online printing service. Adorama Pix has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use AdoramaPix.com.